There once was a man of very great wealth. He had homes in town as well as country. He had great amounts of gold, silver, great furniture, and many servants to make him wonderful food. However, this very rich man had a beard which was blue-colored. So striking was it in its blue color that he came to be known as Bluebeard. Bluebeard had a neighbor who had 2 daughters, and he desired to marry one of these daughters. He told the mother that she could choose whichever daughter she was to give to him. However, both these daughters despised the idea of marrying Bluebeard. They thought him completely hideous and ugly with his blue-colored beard. So in order to win their approval and favor, Bluebeard invited the 2 daughters and the mother on a vacation to one of his country homes. They accepted, and for several weeks he entertained them, going on hunts, having parties, having dances, and enjoying wonderful food. Soon one of the daughters came to think that his Bluebeard was not so ugly. So shortly after, this daughter was married to Bluebeard. Shortly after being married, Bluebeard said to his new wife, "I must leave you. I must go on business into the country, and I will be away for a few weeks. However, I will leave you with all the keys to my house. You will have access to all the rooms, all the chests of gold, to the wine cellar, to all the carriages. You will be able to tell all the servants to follow your whims. Please invite all your friends to the estate and entertain yourself every day and every night. However, there is one exception to the use of all the keys to my house. There is one key to a small closet in one of the hallways, and you must never use this key to enter that closet. If you do, my anger and my wrath will know no exception, and you will greatly regret your decision to enter that closet." The new wife agreed to what Bluebeard had said, and was very excited about the weeks to follow. She invited over many of her friends, including her sister. She entertained herself every day and every night. She used the keys to go into all the rooms, exploring all the wealth and riches that her new husband Bluebeard had brought into her life. She and all her friends explored all the rooms and looked at all the furniture and gold and silver that Bluebeard had provided for her new life. Many days passed. There were many parties, many dances. However, towards the end of the few weeks when Bluebeard was away, his new wife began to become completely overcome by a great and insatiable curiosity to look in that closet door. She had explored all the rooms and seen all the wealth and riches of her new husband. However, even all that wealth could not appease her curiosity to look in that one closet door. So finally, on the last day of Bluebeard's trip away, she took that key to the closet, snuck away from her guests and her sister, slipped the key into the keyhole of the closet door, and slowly opened the door. At first she could not see very well. There was not a lot of light in the room. Gradually she was able to see in the room. On the floor, to her horror and shock, was clotted, dried, old blood. Then, to her even greater terror, the room was lined with dead bodies. The dead bodies of Bluebeard's former wives. He had been married before, and these were where the bodies of these women had ended up. This most recent wife knew Bluebeard's secret. She knew why she had been so ordered to not enter the closet room. So overcome by horror, she dropped the key and it fell into some of the blood. She managed to gather herself together, picked up the key and locked the door behind her. However, the key was still covered with the blood. She was worried that Bluebeard would see this blood on the key and know what had happened. She tried again and again to clean the key, washing it, scrubbing it, trying to remove the blood. Even if she could remove the blood from one side of the key, it would appear again on the other side of the key. It was a magic key. There was no way that she could remove the blood and keep Bluebeard from knowing what had happened. This was the day that Bluebeard would return. That evening, Bluebeard returned from his trip and called out to his new wife, "Come to me and tell me how your few weeks have been. Have you explored all the rooms? May I have my keys back?" The new wife gave back Bluebeard the keys. However, there was one missing, the key to that small closet where his former wives' bodies lay. Bluebeard immediately noticed this, and he guessed what had happened. He said, "My wife, where is the key to this small closet room? Will you not return that key as well?" The wife pretended not to know what had happened. "Oh, I did not know that I did not return that key to you. Perhaps it is upstairs. I shall go get it for you." The wife did not know what to do. She was so terrified that she too would be killed by Bluebeard and end up in that small room. After much delay, after much hesitation and great worry, finally she brought the key back to Bluebeard. Handing it to him, he saw the blood on the key. "What is this, my wife? Have you entered that closet room which I have told you not to enter? Do you not know that my anger and wrath will know no mercy?" Bluebeard's new wife fell to his feet, begging, imploring him, "Oh, my husband, please have mercy upon me. Do not kill me like your other wives. Please, I beg you, do not kill me." Bluebeard responded in an angry voice, "No, I shall have no mercy. You knew what the consequences would be. You have disobeyed my orders. Now I shall have no mercy, and I must kill you." Bluebeard drew his sword and held it above his head, ready to strike and kill his new wife. She called out again, "Bluebeard, please, please, offer me just a few minutes to make my last prayers." Her face was so pitiful, her eyes so full of tears, and her pleading so heartfelt that Bluebeard consented. He said, "Fine, you will have 5 minutes, but then I shall kill you." Quickly she ran upstairs. She called out to her sister, who was still at her home. "Oh, sister, please go to the top of the tower and see if my brothers are coming. I know that they were meant to visit today. Please see if they are far off, riding on their horses. Perhaps you can make a sign for them to ride faster." The sister went to the top of the tower and she looked out. She called back, "I only see the sun in the sky and the green grass on the ground." Bluebeard's wife called back, "Please, please, look again. Are they coming?" Her sister replied, "Again, only I see the sun in the sky and the green grass on the ground." Bluebeard's wife did not know what to do. Bluebeard was calling out to her, "Come here, my wife. Now you must die. You have disobeyed me, and you must suffer the consequences." Bluebeard's wife called out one last time, "Oh, sister, do you not see my brothers coming? Do you not see them far off? Can you not make a sign so that they can ride faster on their horses?" Finally, her sister replied, "I see 2 men on 2 horses. They are very far off, though." Bluebeard's wife felt perhaps there was some hope. She left her room and went back down to Bluebeard. She fell again at his feet, pleading and crying out to him, "Oh, Bluebeard, please wait. Please do not kill me right away. Please, just a few more moments to make my prayers." However, Bluebeard lifted his sword and said to her, "No, now is the time that you must die." Just as his sword was to come down upon her, there was a great knocking at the door. The door burst open, and Bluebeard's wife's 2 brothers burst in. Both of her brothers held their swords ready. They ran at Bluebeard. He saw them and ran away, fearing for his own life. The brothers immediately came upon Bluebeard and killed him, running their swords into his body. Bluebeard's wife was so overcome with grief that she lay on the floor crying for quite a while. However, her evil husband was finally dead, and she was free from his wrath and his anger. She took the great wealth from his homes and was able to support her sister and herself and all her friends, and they quite happily lived there ever after.